So this is the UI. Down here is the Arduino. It always has these lights on to signify that it's on. The orange light will blink depending on if it's getting signal or not. And then I set up 5 LEDs on some, I think they're 1K ohm resistors, just so that they'll be properly have the proper amount of voltage going across them. So for example, I made a bunch of radio buttons. They're all off right now. So for example, if I press red on, immediately the red LED comes on. I can repeat this for green, or now I'll turn off red. So I can individually control each LED, and that works. I can also manually set a cycle. So for example, I'll just set these to 1 second and 1 second of light time, and I'll demonstrate what that looks like. I'm pressing execute sequence. So it lights up for 1 second, and there is a 1 second pause between the two, and it's only going to do 1 cycle because I only set it to 1 cycle. But let's say I want the light time to stay at 1 second, but I want the pause between to be in the order of a millisecond. So let's do it 5 milliseconds, and let's make it 4 cycles. And I'll go back so you can see it right from the beginning. So 1 cycle, 2 cycle. And you can see the orange lights flickering because that's showing that the Arduino is getting input. So it does have kind of a troubleshooting tool with these actual little LED lights that are put on the board for TX and RX depending on the type of input. And so that's only showing individual control. I wanted to demonstrate that you can also make it so multiples come on at the same time. So I made a thing that says dance. Let's have it dance 5 times. So I was showing that I can control 2 at once. In other words, I could make a very complicated series with very finely tuned kind of like dwell times between the solenoid actuators, as well as a specific amount of time that the voltage is applied. So I can either make it into a signal or have it be a sustained voltage, that just depends on the type of actuator that they use, because some of them, if it's on like high voltage, then it would be set to one direction, or if it's low, it'll always be off. And I think these are always closed, the ones that we're getting. So we can either have it so I continually run a signal to it, or I can have it so it sends a pulse. If it's more like a toggle switch type actuator, we can do both. So yeah, that's my little project of today. I can make this a lot more complicated or a lot simpler. I can add fail-safe things, like things that will check to make sure that I actually put in integers for the number of cycles so it won't run. And I'm hoping that there's a way that if I press a button, I can get a prompt window to appear so we can confirm it. Anyway, that's it.